All right, here with head men's basketball coach Chris Tifft. Coach, it's our first one of the year. You know, you're here now practicing with the team. Things are underway. You had a busy weekend. Former alumni Austin Bryan got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
You had a team dinner at the Reds house this past weekend.
Don't forget Study Hall.
Study Hall. Got Study Hall in there. But, you know, new team, new staff, new culture, everything. How's it going so far for you this year since you've been brought on?
It's going great. Had a great weekend. It all started on Friday with the Hall of Fame. Had a chance to meet a lot of former athletes and coaches. And just to see the history of Cal Poly Humboldt State, and be able to kind of reflect on how important this athletic program is to the community and how much success there has been, really is motivating. Puts a lot of pressure on me as the head coach to want to get back to that place of winning championships and having a program that the community can rally behind and really be proud of. Like you mentioned, we had a couple players, former players, stop by practice. We practiced twice on Saturday. Had good practices. It was great to hear Austin's message. You know, just obviously went into the Hall of Fame and was able to speak to our team about his experience at Humboldt and how much that's meant to him and his life as an adult. And with a brand new team, our guys need to hear that. They need to hear how this place can impact them in a positive way, and to really take advantage of their time and the opportunity that they have here, here in Arcata. So really great to have them at practices, and then had a great dinner with our donors and boosters on Sunday evening. Had a chance for our new players to really meet those who are closest to our program and let them kind of feel how much the program means to our community. And that's really helpful in terms of the motivation, feeling welcomed, and just trying to kind of get a sense that the season's getting ready to begin. And that's the hardest thing, is that transition, college football, NFL, men's basketball, women's basketball at the collegiate level kind of has a hard time finding some footing early on, and just getting in a mode where our guys feel that the season is upon us. It's time to really be prepared, locked in, and get motivated. So it's been a great 3 or 4 days, but it's been very busy since we got here, trying to get everybody on the same page and get ready for the season.
And with everything kind of being brand new right now, what qualities are you looking forward to having this team on the basketball court?
Yeah, we're all new to each other, and I think one thing that we can all agree on, at least as a coaching staff, is effort, toughness, mentally and physically, and how we're going to defend. Obviously, it's going to take us some time. I'm going to have to personally be patient with the process and understand that we're not going to be our best right out of the gate. This is a team that I'm excited about. It's going to be able to improve as the season continues. And obviously, as coaches, we get pretty, I want to say greedy, but we want things to be as good as they can be, as fast as they can be. But one thing that we can do right out of the gates is play hard and play together and defend. And that's the approach that we're taking right now. Is with 8 freshmen, half of our team are freshmen, trying to instill that physical toughness and that mental toughness on the defensive end. Can we rebound? Can we finish off possessions? Can we stay between the ball, our man, and the basket? Just really being disciplined and being physical enough to hold our ground and keep ourselves in games and give ourselves a chance to win. But playing as hard as we can, playing physical, and really trying to stay connected with each other, especially with so many new faces, but getting through some adversity and staying positive.
And how are you kind of prepping the freshmen and younger, more inexperienced players for that physicality of collegiate basketball?
Well, it's baptism by fire. To get ready, we spent a lot of time in the weight room, try to do our best with conditioning and try to kind of build that physical toughness and that mental toughness of perseverance and fighting through adversity. Our practices have been long practices. They've been physical practices. It's kind of funny because we preach play hard without fouling, but sometimes you need to let some fouls go in practice to develop some toughness. So just we spend a lot of time with our players. We spend a lot of time in the weight room early in the mornings. We spend time on the track. We spend time conditioning on the floor, and then just having physical practices and just preaching it. It's coaching is teaching, and you just need to teach them that there is a place for being physical. There's a place for mental toughness, and that has to be a component of who we are to be successful.
I know you're only a few weeks in, but with all the new faces, has there been like the familiarity progressed at all, or are you still kind of seeking? I'm sure you're seeking for more, but what does that look like?
I think our guys have done a great job of getting to know each other. They're very close off the floor. They do a great job of sharing the ball. They encourage each other, but we really haven't hit adversity yet. So they've done everything that we could possibly ask them to do and more. It's just when adversity sets in, playing time, a tough loss, a long stretch. That's where we're really going to find out how cohesive we are, what kind of team we have. But really am pleased with the character of our players. They've done a great job in the classroom. We spend a lot of time with them academically, monitoring study hall. They're really focused. Their grades are in a good place. They're very punctual. So those things lead to success, and it leads to cohesiveness. So far they've been great. We try to spend time with each other off the floor. It's just when this adversity sets in, especially for the younger players who are used to playing a lot. Maybe they won't play as much as they're used to. Maybe they don't start. Maybe they come off the bench. So that's where we're really going to find out how cohesive we are, and if we can stay together and push forward.
And you mentioned kind of focusing off the court as well. Is that kind of like the foundation of your program that you're trying to build, implementing these morals, kind of just how to go about their business both on and off the court?
Yes, I think everything is connected, and how you do anything is how you do everything. And we really try to do things as a team. We talk a lot about our presence, our image away from the floor, on the floor, just our image on campus and the community. We just went to a dinner a few nights ago, all had the same shirts on, and someone said to us, it's the first time we've seen the whole team wear the same thing. And as little as that is, it's very important for the bigger picture. We want to make sure that we are a program that is on the same page and moving in the same direction. And I think the more times we can do things like that, the more it'll help us when things get tough.
And I know it's just the start of it, but this is kind of your first chapter here with Cal Poly Humboldt. What do you want that first chapter to be like?
Well, I want it to be something that the community, the university, our fans can rally behind. I want them to come to our games and see a team that is cohesive with good body language. I want them to see a team that dives on the floor, takes charges, works hard, takes good shots, shares the basketball. It's our job as a staff to recruit players who are talented enough to win games. But we also need to have the character piece, and we also need to put a product on the floor that people can relate to. And we all have favorite teams. We all have grown up as being fans of pro teams and college teams, and when our teams are the best, obviously they've had great players, but they're cohesive and they're selfless and they're tough, and that's what we want our program to be. And the wins will come from that. We talk to our team about the score takes care of itself. It's all about the preparation. It's about how you carry yourself. It's about body language. It's about staying connected, and the results will take care of itself as long as we're able to do that. But we just want to put a product on the floor that people in this community can be proud of, and can fight through adversity, and in the long run produce success.
Coach, we're about a little over 10 days away here from opening up at home for that 2023 West Region crossover, where Simon Fraser comes down from Canada, Western Washington comes down from up north. We have Dominguez Hills coming up from SoCal. What is it right now in this moment today that makes you most excited for that opening weekend tournament that we're going to host here inside of Lumberjack Arena?
Well, I think we almost have our pregame meals figured out. So we know this has been a process like none other. Just trying to do some of the housekeeping items and get ourselves prepared. to host a game. But just excited for our guys to have a chance to get in front of some fans. And it's been a long stretch, August, September, October, getting into November. There have been a lot of hours put in, whether in the weight room or conditioning or study hall or classes or practice. And I'm just excited for our guys to meet some fans, have some people in the seats, and play against somebody else. It's kind of the dog days of practice. Our guys are doing a really good job of showing up and competing. We practiced for 2 hours and 45 minutes today, which is a long time, but it went by really quick because our guys have a good attitude. But just to be able to compete against somebody else and just see who's going to step up. We always have an idea of who we think is going to step up and play well, but games are different than practices. And when the popcorn gets popping and the lights are on and the PA system's turned on, some guys react a little bit differently, and you get family and friends in the stands. So for us as a coaching staff, it's going to be exciting to see who can kind of handle that pressure and excel, and who maybe has some more challenges with it. So for us as coaches, we're really excited to see kind of who's going to step up in those moments.
Great. And just one more question from me. Tomorrow is the beginning of November. You guys have only home games. How important is it for you to really familiarize all the players with your guys' philosophy before you start going on the road, before conference games, all of that stuff?
With the new roster, we wanted to have some home games, and we're fortunate to have the opening challenge on our home court. And even though it's important for us to have home games and try to have some success, we can't look at it as if we lose a game that's a do or die situation for us. I mean, we're obviously a brand new program with a lot of new faces, and for us, we just need to put the blinders on and keep moving forward. And like I said earlier, the results will take care of themselves. So, we've gone back and forth with how much we should prepare for opponents, especially as we get ready to do a scrimmage here this upcoming weekend, or focus on us getting better. And there's a little bit of both. You have to prepare a little bit, but you also have to really make sure that as a new team, we're really focusing on what we need to do, whether it's schematically on defense or offense, or who we're going to play, what the rotations are going to look like, substitutions, things like that. So we really want to focus on what we're doing as a program, prepare a little bit for our opponents, make sure that the results don't overwhelm us. Even if we have success the opening weekend, we really need to be humble with that and still keep pushing to get better. So we just need to really think about progressing towards conference, getting better every day, and just growing as a program. But it's important for everybody to get a good feel for how to move forward and where they fit into the whole scheme of things.
That's all I need.
Cool. All right, Coach, thank you, and have a good week of practice. I'm sure we'll talk next week.
Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Of course.